Marty, you've got to come with me. We've got to save Gibson. It's an excellent marketing opportunity.
Why do you sound like Batman?
I don't know. Is that how Batman sounds?
Is that how you think Christopher Lloyd sounds?
I did my very best, Steve. Come on.
That was a bad note.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Steven. This is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing show. I hate that.
You don't like doing
so
show
much.
instead. What if, because we're inside of the pod, because I'm trying to get away from podcast because so much of this is on YouTube and technically it is still a podcast on YouTube. But what if we called it a pod show? Because we're inside of the orbital demo platform, the pod. That's how
I think in this
works.
confusing transitional period, maybe it's 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing thing.
Where it's just a
But then
it's just a thing.
Now it's like rhyming ing with thing.
Like, are you listening on your iPod? You're not, right? You're not. Like, no one's listening on their iPod anymore. That it is being casted. Our pod is the contents of what we record on the pod is being casted to maybe.
Right. I
think
understand
we're
what you're
overthinking
saying.
this.
Is like
we're overthinking it.
Originally, podcasts were casts to
They were cast upon your pod
to iPod,
Right.
I guess.
and this isn't an iPod. This is a space pod.
The guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, reviewing, modding, playing, internet program.
Internet program.
That's not awkward at all.
No. All right, let's get into it.
Reviewing, modding, playing.
This is a good show already.
Audio, video experience.
Audio visual experience. Audio video experience. Okay, so anyways, we're going to talk about Gibson.
I wish, Ryan, we had a time machine so I could go back to the beginning of this episode
And start over again.
and figure out what I want to say.
Right. Well, we don't. Time machines don't exist. They're not real.
What?
I know. Sometimes they're real in movies, though. If the movie is real,
But I saw-
mean, every movie is real.
But I saw a video from Toman today where Chris and Guillaume travel to the future and watch themselves in 30 years reviewing Gibson Les Pauls.
Did they fall in love with their moms?
Not that I saw.
Well, maybe it didn't make the edit, you know.
Ooh.
So anyways, what we're trying to get to here is that we're going to talk about Gibson going back to the future. Apparently,
Yes.
what was it, like 4 or 5 months ago, they did a big push on the internet. They tried to get everybody excited. Like, guys, we need your help. Gibson needs your help to find the guitar, the missing guitar from the movie Back to the Future. And when that all went down, I was like, this feels like marketing. This doesn't feel like they actually really care about this, because if they did actually really care about this, wouldn't they have done that when the movie was a smash hit, in the year that it was a smash hit? Where
In 1985?
Why not? Why wouldn't have Gibson done it then?
I mean,
Why has Gibson suddenly shown a huge interest in this guitar that is really just a bit of trivia that guitarists drop at parties when they just need to make everything about guitar, and everyone else goes, all right, okay.
I mean, to that point, though, I don't think this movie coming out in 1985, like anyone, I'm sure there were some people who were all listening to the Stray Cats who were like, oh, cool guitar. And the rest of guitar was like, oh, that's an old guitar. And then the people at Gibson were like, okay, we've made, like, how fast can we get the M3 to production? What kind of, how do we get a super strat onto market?
Sure.
Like they
weren't thinking about it then.
The people at Gibson were probably thinking harder about how to duplicate the Ibanez Roadstar that's at the beginning of the movie than they were about duplicating this ES345.
Everyone wants to make a big deal about this Gibson in Back to the Future. I want to know the story of that Roadstar. Where'd that Roadstar end up?
They're like, the Gibson's sitting there going like, how do we compete with the Erlewine Chiquita?
That's what I was going to say. I think that Gibson, whatever his 367.
So
I don't know.
345.
345.
Ryan.
I think that Chiquita's a bigger, more iconic piece of guitar history in that movie. Not in other movies, just in that movie. I think that Chiquita eclipses the Gibson, where the only reason people talk about that Gibson is because it didn't exist yet in reality. Like, it wasn't a production year guitar for when that movie is supposed to be set.
I mean, I think that's the trivia of it, but
You really think people care about it? You really think people are like, man, I really hope Gibson finds that guitar because it is missing guitar history. It is an artifact of guitar culture. No one cared.
I think
I've never before Gibson put out that video, like, we got to find this thing. I've never seen anyone go like, man, it's missing. When are we going to find this thing? No one cared.
Okay, I hear you on that. I hear you on that whole mystery thing. Here's what I'm going to put out there. Here's the question that the first question.
And you get so many comments. I cared.
The first question. What is ready?
Guitar.
Yeah, what is guitar? What
And do we deserve it?
What is, whether it's because of the movie itself or because of other things, what is the most iconic guitar in movie history?
Well, if you're asking me my personal
I want to
opinion,
know what your personal opinion is on this.
the guitar is, I know it's not the most iconic guitar in movie history, but the guitar that I can't ever stop thinking about and I can't ever find any information on, even though I've tried at least 4 times in my life,
Wow, 4 times.
is this mystery heavy metal flake lipstick Stratocaster that, if my memory serves me right, had also an odd bridge situation going on that was in Bubble Boy for a minute and a half.
A movie that
No one
everybody forgot was even made.
My favorite Jake Gyllenhaal piece of cinema.
I mean, that's fair.
I
That's
would
fair.
love a sequel. I want to find out what happens to all these colorful characters.
Yeah.
You know?
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that the Cherry Red ES345 from Back to the Future and Back to the Future 2 is at least a top 3 most iconic movie guitars of all time.
I don't have a list prepared to fight
The
you on
only 2 guitars, the only other guitars I would put at that level, and maybe I'm forgetting some movie, right? I'm totally open to the idea that I'm forgetting other iconic guitars. The Wayne's World Excalibur.
That's
The
pretty high
white
up
Stratocaster,
there. Yeah.
and the Crossroads Telecaster. I think I can't think of
Does that
another one.
Crossroads Telecaster really have the cultural impact, though?
Broadly, probably not. I think
if you said that to a normal person, like an everyday Joe or Jane or whatever your name is, they'd be like, "What movie? The Britney Spears movie?"
that's fair. But how many people who are not guitar players but are just like I'm not going to argue.
I bet more people would be familiar with guitars from Bill and Ted.
I'm not even going to argue for the Wayne's World one because I feel like you accepted that as
That's a
easily.
no-brainer.
Okay,
No-brainer.
The other one that maybe I would put up there, but this is not because of what it is in the movie, a movie that I have not seen, so I only know about it for hype. Do you know what I'm going to say?
The guitar from The Crow.
No. Is there a guitar? I don't know.
Oh, there's a whole guitar scene in The Crow.
What I was going to say is the vintage Martin that gets smashed in Hateful Eight, but that's not because of that guitar, like its role in the movie.
Right.
It's because afterwards there was so much hype about Kurt Russell smashing a priceless instrument.
Right.
I think that the Back to the Future, I think the Chiquita guitar stands out because of what it is.
Well, also
And
because
that
he
guitar's super
blows that giant speaker with a tiny little guitar.
But because of that amp overrides the guitar
you think the
for
amp-
the iconic part of that scene.
I don't know. I think that little guitar versus that giant amp kind of sets the stage for the dynamic that we're working with in between this child and a full-grown weird man.
I mean, that's fair, but hear me out. Right?
Like it's storytelling, Steve. It's not that the guitar is supposed to outshine the amplifier. It's supposed to that there is a comparison and contrast here in between two different worlds. A child's world where he has a small guitar, an adult world where he's stealing plutonium from
The
Libyans. You know, like that's a whole other world than what Marty McFly is living in. He's got bad grades and a girlfriend, and Doc is out here committing global crimes.
Right.
He is so that he can make his car cold and send his dog a few minutes back in the future.
Consorting with terrorists.
Doc Brown he's pretty much a terrorist.
He basically is.
He is a time terrorist.
Yeah.
He is dicking with everyone's reality for what reason? He has no central like reason to do any of this other than like, I think I can do it. And then he just screws everything up by even trying.
Right.
Everyone in that movie would have been better off if Doc Brown had just not done any of that.
So I think they could have done this guitar for the 30th anniversary.
People are going to argue with me because everyone was better off by the end of the series, except for Biff, which is the point.
I think that again. I think this is easily the top three, if not absolutely, just the most iconic.
What do you guys think is the most iconic guitar in cinema history?
But two, I think the timing on this is very intentional on Gibson's part.
Oh, you think?
I don't think they could have done this in 1985 because these guitars weren't popular. They would have released it. They would have not been able to demand top dollar for it. I don't think they could have done it in 1995. I don't think they could have done it maybe they could have done it in 2005 for the 20th anniversary. So I'd say 2005, 2010, they could have done it.
They could have started the search for the original
that's
year,
true.
But they never actually cared. And I'm saying right now, in the middle of this campaign, at the peak of this campaign, they still don't care. They do not care about that guitar. It is a marketing stunt. They were hoping they would find that guitar in time to use it to promote these guitars that were already likely manufactured with the paint dried and set by the time that they published that video looking for the guitar that if they had found, I think they would have been like, we found it. Now we can clone it. And 3 weeks later, we did it. We made all these production guitars. No, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened because I used to work in this world. Gibson either paid for or is partnering with the movie studio for a license.
Right.
And there are published dates associated with that license if they're going to honor the contracts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they paid to license the name of the movie, to license all the doodads that they're including with the case candy and stuff like that. And all this is fine. It's fine for all the super fans who want this sort of stuff. But I mean, I had strong suspicions from the get-go months ago where it's like, this isn't sincere.
Right.
I don't think I don't think they actually care. Where is this coming from all of a sudden? It's because they partnered with the movie studio to celebrate the anniversary of Back to the Future.
And today
and to sell guitars to people who collect movie memorabilia. It's not about guitars. They're not selling these guitars to ES345 lovers.
Right.
I've never met one.
I would say maybe the Epiphone one.
At least it's $1,000.
That was $1,000. That's actually, I think, very fairly priced.
I think so too. I don't have any problem with that.
I do agree to some extent. What this was about was making $1.76 million instantaneously.
How many did they make?
They made 88 guitars.
Of course, 88. They didn't make that money, but that was
sure.
You know, that's how much money was exchanged. But then what did they pay for the license? You know, like
that's the question. What did they pay for? They paid something.
I said earlier that I've worked in this world before. I used to work in the apparel industry. That's t-shirts,
Right.
like printed shirts and stuff like that. I worked for a company that sold shirts in all the major department stores when department stores were not a failing industry.
Right.
Yeah, selling in Mervyn's and J.C. Penney, all the hot ones that are out of business now.
You were the proto Redbubble. You were proto Threadless.
I worked with licenses.
Yeah.
I worked with Sonic the Hedgehog, Family Guy, Nissan. We had fucking Ziggy. I like to talk about Ziggy at the Monday morning meetings a lot. Like, what are we doing with Ziggy this week?
Oh my God. So Ryan, not only did they make 88 of the $19,999 Gibsons, they made 1,985 of the Epiphones. So both guitars are very limited editions.
And they were waiting to get that original one so that they could get the Murphy lab to dissect it to really make sure that they reproduce the specs. Oh, you're saying that they never found it in 4 months? I guess
they did not find it.
I guess those guitars they already made. They just have to say, "Oh, this is what we think it would be like."
They can't even actually mimic the pickups in it because they never found the guitar. So they put custom Bucker Alnico 3s in there.
That's not what was in that guitar. They don't know what was in that guitar because they haven't found that exact guitar and counted the winds and measured them and reproduced them in the Murphy lab. How are you supposed to sound like Michael J. Fox pretending to play that guitar in a movie when someone else played the guitar in the movie and you heard their audio? You're never going to sound exactly the same as Michael J. Fox.
I will say, Ryan, they were selling these guitars for $20,000 a piece. The cases are customized to say Marvin Berry and the Starlighters on them. And the cavity where normally you would put your picks and like
they're doing your
truss rod tool and whatever, there is a light up flux capacitor in there, Ryan. It comes with other like swag. It's like all, this is very COA heavy. Like nobody who bought one of these 88 guitars is ever playing it outside of their hydro, static basement.
I would be more interested in all of this if one of the things, the case candy thing was a printed out license agreement, so you could look through it and see like, oh, what could they do, what couldn't they do, what was off limits, what did they provide assets for, like did they provide pre-manufactured bits for them to incorporate, or did Gibson have to go and get the flux capacitor manufactured themselves for the case and stuff like that.
I love that it comes with a Casio calculator.
I know. And they've got t-shirts and posters they're selling and stuff. Like they are milking this license. And it's like I said earlier, I really, really, really do not think this is for the guitar people. I think this is for people. There's someone who lives up the street from my family's house, home base back in San Diego. They have 2 DeLoreans. And it's not because we live in a wealthy neighborhood. We do not.
Right.
They just, that's their hobby, is they've got one for parts and they've got one for driving around on Sundays. And every single person who's got a DeLorean has vanity plates, whatever they could get that still references the movie somehow. Like these guitars exist for the people who throw money at their affection for this movie.
So this goes back to what I started. I realized I started this point like 10 minutes ago and I didn't finish it.
Get to it. Who cares? Now's the time.
I think 10 years, 1995, too soon. 2005, probably too soon. 2015, you're starting to get there. But right now, in this moment, what you're capturing is the people who were the target audience for this movie when it came out were probably like 15 to 25 years old in 1985. So now 40 years later, they're all 55 to 65 years old. They're pushing retirement. Maybe they're like, hey, I can burn 20K out of my 401k. It's fine. I'm set for retirement. I can spend a little,
sell a Bitcoin.
But, or the other side of it is all of the people like you and I, like I know Zach over at Mythos Pedal, Dipped in Tone, is like a big 80s nostalgia guy. He's around our age.
Sure.
Like people like us in our age, if I didn't have a family and kids and stuff, I would I
hope not.
If I didn't have a family and kids, I probably would have $20,000 lying around that could do this kind of thing with. So I'm saying,
you wouldn't, right?
I'm just saying, like,
you would have money that you don't have now, but you wouldn't.
Maybe
right?
if I didn't have a family and kids, I would just be filling those holes with nostalgia. I don't know. And I'm not saying like that's good or bad. I'm just saying like the market for this 40 years afterwards, it has allowed both the people who were the age, the target viewing age when it happened, and then the people who, like, I think Back to the Future 3 came out in like 1990. So when Back to the Future 3 came out, 6-year-old me is like, what's Back to the Future 3?
Right.
And now I'm getting into this series. And now 35 years later, I'm at the age where maybe I've got $20,000 laying around to spend on this. Like I talk to people all the time who are like, yeah, if I really wanted to make it work, I could sell 2 or 3 guitars
Sure.
and get my dream, 1975 ES335. Like I could get a classic, or I could get a $10,000 Murphy Lab semi-hollow. And now maybe this is a thing that pushes some of those people over that edge, because they're like, you know what? That is my favorite movie. And this is a guitar that hasn't been in production. I don't think it's been in production for years. If you all know when the last time an ES335, ES345 with a Bigsby was produced, let me know, because I don't know. And of course it's got this movie tie-in. It's gonna be probably one of the best guitars that Gibson's ever made. At least, I'm willing to say.
Why are you saying that?
I bet that this is probably one of the best guitars that Gibson's ever made.
The Epiphone or the Gibson?
The Gibson one.
Why do you think it's the best?
Because the Murphy Lab ES340, I'm not saying it's the best. I'm saying it's one of the best.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think it's going to be. I think it's going
You
to be
think it's gonna
pretty.
be a
I think it's going to be a
19
pretty standard Murphy Lab, which there's, I'm
Which
sure, hundreds and hundreds of.
Which every Murphy Lab is one of the best guitars Gibson's ever made.
It's one of them. It's
Yeah.
one of them. All of them are one of the best.
I mean, I'm saying like there's hundreds and hundreds of them, but how many?
I know. There's
Les Paul
thousands.
How many at Les Paul Studios are there? Millions?
No. I think there's millions.
There's probably not millions, but I'm saying
Maybe there's millions.
The worst Murphy Lab is probably better than the best Les Paul Studio ever made.
I'm gonna change the topic a little bit, because I think everything you just said is absurd.
You think it's absurd to spend $20,000 on a guitar that connects to a movie that you enjoyed?
I don't think it's gonna rank up as one of the best Gibsons
You don't
ever
think
made.
this is going to be one of the best Gibsons ever made?
No,
Name one.
I don't know, but I know it's not this one.
Why not?
It's
Why can't it be this one, Ryan? Why can't these 88 Gibsons?
It's a movie prop reproduction. They didn't make it.
What does that have to do with
They
anything?
didn't make it for guitarists, dude. They made it for people with DeLoreans in their.
You think they produced 88 good pieces of shit for $20,000?
Do you know how many rich people are out there who have DeLoreans?
I don't think rich people are buying this.
No, they're
I
adding them to their man cave. They're completionists.
I think there are certain people who are doing this who are.
Also,
I know who would buy this. Seriously, you know who would buy this? The type of person who would buy this: Phil McKnight.
Trogley would.
Trogley would buy this.
But here's
guitarists are buying this. People who love Gibson.
Okay.
Like there's an intersection here. They're not cheaping out on these.
We're in the speculation zone throughout this whole thing. I didn't call it out until just now, but this is heavily speculation zone territory. Maybe I'll put the banner up earlier. What was I going to say? I got into the speculation zone and I lost my speculation. Where's my spectacles? What were you just talking about?
You were about to
Who would
say
buy it?
You were about to say how the only people buying this guitar are DeLorean enthusiasts.
How many did you said there's 88 of them?
There's 88 of them.
Okay, this is what I get into. Gibson has them listed as sold out.
Yes.
Who published videos on all these guitars?
I haven't seen a single video. I've only seen.
I did a quick YouTube
I've only seen
search.
stores. I've only seen Tomans.
The point I'm getting to. The only videos that I saw on a quick YouTube search are from retailers.
So you're saying the retailers have them all, and that's
have them.
why they're sold out.
That's why they're sold out, because the retailers have them. The retailers wouldn't be publishing videos if they didn't have product to sell. The retailers have all these. They snatched them all up from Gibson because they do this at NAMM. where like various different guitar companies will basically put up a lottery for their showpieces.
This is what Novo does.
And it's what Novo does, is what Fender does with their master custom shop stuff. If you get like this, you see the Fabergé egg or whatever guitar, or like the 20 neck guitar or whatever, a shop bids to buy it basically. And if they win the bid, then they get to buy this thing and display it in their store and eventually sell it. This is a retail thing where the retailers are the ones who have snatched them all up. So if you want one of these, you've got 22 grand in a DeLorean in the garage, and you've got all the memorabilia from Planet Hollywood when they closed down. You found all the Back to the Future memorabilia because you just really, really, really love time travel movies about a kid going back and almost having sex with his mom. Like, that's what you love. You wrap your whole personality around this Oedipus complex blockbuster movie. You're a completionist. You got to have them all. There's only 88 of them. There are definitely 88 rich cinephile dudes out there, or ladies, that will totally throw 22 grand at that and then never play it because they're not guitarists. This is not a gift to guitarists who have been wondering and waiting. Oh, will they ever find the Back to the Future guitar?
No, obviously
the missing artifact.
That part's obviously a gimmick.
It's fake marketing. Gibson, I've said it many times. I'm saying it again. No one at Gibson fucking cared about that guitar. They could have reproduced it any year since Back to the Future. And maybe they did. I haven't heard anyone talk about it because no one else cares about it either. It's a big marketing stunt.
Thomann doesn't have it on their website anymore. I don't know what that means. Sweetwater is sold out of the Epiphones. So I don't actually know if Sweetwater had a Gibson.
Right. We don't know. It's all speculation zone. But like,
I mean, I'm not
I'm
not speculating that the Sweetwater website currently says this guitar is no longer available.
But we don't know where they actually ended up with. They could have all sold out from the retailers first thing the moment 88 rich people woke up, or 88 people who are extremely dedicated to their fandom of this movie. And which, by the way, I think that it's a good trilogy. I think they're good movies. But I don't think they're worth this level of fandom.
I don't think anything's worth this level of fandom.
No, totally not. Like, I almost kind of get it for Star Wars, but even that's like, come on, guys, settle down. Settle down a little bit. Well, and you're wrapping it around the Oedipus complex movie. You know,
you're really fixated on this.
But that's what it is. That's the whole premise of the movie. Of the first movie, anyways.
I guess.
Like, oh, my mom. That's my mom.
That's the premise of the movie.
It's like the central storyline.
It's like a thing that happens in the movie.
Maybe it's just what I paid attention to.
He's not like, oh, hey.
Dude, that's your mom.
Hey, you got a time machine? Hey, let me borrow that to go see what my mom looked like 30 years ago because I saw her picture in her class yearbook and I thought she was pretty hot.
When Marty started disappearing from the photo, Doc should have just been like, well, if we don't go there, we can't screw it up. So, like, whatever this is, like, I don't know, man.
I actually don't remember why are they back there in the first place?
Who cares?
How did they end up there?
Because
that's what the machine was at when they were escaping the Libyans.
Oh, that's right. He ended up back there. Yeah, whatever.
And then he's working with past Doc Brown to fix it.
Right. And then he screws up. Then he starts disappearing from the photograph. Yeah. It's been at least I don't know, a couple of years since I've seen it.
It's not even like Oedipus complex. It's reverse Oedipus complex.
No, it is.
He's not trying to fuck his mom. His mom's trying to fuck him.
If he didn't know she was his mom, he'd be into it.
I mean, that's like the premise of 1,000 different movies.
Steve is calling me on my BS.
I'm just like trying to remember how this movie like actually works.
I know. Like I get that it is a cultural touchstone. Like that those movies themselves are cultural artifacts. The music, the the current time that they captured in the mid 80s, and also that they were big nostalgia pieces for all the parents who were watching it in 1985. Like, oh, I remember the 50s.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
Chuck Berry. You know, like, I get that it's then what we're at now is multiple layers of nostalgia marketing, where there's just gotta like strip that nostalgia mine, just get all the way down to bedrock, get all the way in there, just strip that vein of nostalgia gold barren.
And if they made that movie today, it would be about 1995.
Which would be kind of entertaining.
And you'd be like, instead of going back and having,
Okay,
well,
so-
actually to that point, the whole thing is like, he's in 1985, he goes to the past, his mom thinks that his name's Calvin Klein because he's wearing Calvin Klein underwear, which actually, if you went from 2025 to 1995, that premise wouldn't work, because you'd still be wearing Calvin Klein underwear, but your mom would know what that is, and she'd just think you were a regular dude.
It'd be a joke about Sheen or whatever.
No,
or Amazon
no,
Basics.
Our high school, yeah, it would be Amazon Basics. Good Lord.
Like it would be some other company. The thing is, like, everyone goes like, oh, well, if they made that movie now, it would be set in 1995. Yeah. You know how like it was 1955 or whatever?
Yeah.
Was way different from 1985. How do you think 1995 looks to 2025?
It looks basically the same. I was there.
It
just wasn't internet.
No,
there was internet.
No,
it was just really slow.
There'd be a lot different, not only culturally but technology wise. Like it'd be a young person from now, a Gen Z or whatever, maybe a Gen Alpha, trying to figure out how to use a payphone, like trying to figure out why their phone doesn't work, like trying
I think some of those aspects are true, but also at the same time, my kid basically looks like Daria.
Sure.
If my kid got transported back to 1995, she would look like every other teenager
but also,
in 1995.
In 1955, like freaking kids were wearing white t-shirts and jeans. Like they're still wearing t-shirts and jeans.
They're wearing t-shirts and jeans, but that's like the style. That's like the thing.
know,
Marty's
but, like,
not wearing t-shirts. He's not wearing a t-shirt
But
and
he
jeans when
also-
he goes to the past. He's wearing a life preserver, and they're like, it must be really rainy where you're from because you're wearing a life
He
preserver.
was wearing a vest.
Life preserver.
And vests definitely existed back then, so I don't know what the problem was.
It was a puffy vest.
I know.
They have puffy
But
vests
we
in the
have
50s?
style things now that didn't exist back then. Imagine like baggy jeans are back in fashion.
Yeah.
But imagine going back and you're a skinny jeans person and you're in 1995 wearing your skinny jeans.
That would be different.
They'd be like,
But
what
teenagers
are
don't
you
wear those now."
wearing?
I'm just saying, I think the gap is bigger between 1985 and 1955.
You're not wrong, but I
Than it
think
is
there would be
between
plenty of room for exploring the concept.
Yeah.
There would be plenty different.
It's time for a Back to the Future. That's the real controversy. When are we getting the Back to the Future reboot?
Back to the Future.
When they go from the year 2025 to the year 1995.
Return to Back to the Future. Now, here's what happens is we get an alternate of Marty coming back to the future from the Old West. And there's some sort of accident where a version of him goes to his 1985 and another version of him ends up in our present.
Okay.
And he's like, something's gone terribly wrong, Doc. Everything's all messed up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he's trying to fix the reality that we're actually living in right now. Oh man, Doc. And I'm just doing Morty instead of,
You are doing Morty.
which is a parody of Marty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Here's
Here's
what I'm going to throw out. Let's merge these universes. Let's merge these universes. Back to the Future reboot goes back in time, but Marty McFly, whatever McFly's, is it Marty? Maybe they change it to Mikey McFly. Do people call their kids Mikey?
I don't
anymore?
know.
I don't know. But his mom in 2025 is Cher McFly. When Marty goes into the past, he is dropped into the movie Clueless. And so everything happens in the Clueless universe.
James Gordon-Levitt is young Doc Brown closing his loop.
I watched that movie like
too.
maybe a month ago. That's a good movie.
No, that's a good concept is what I'm pitching.
Yeah,
Is like, I've got to get, time's up, me.
Dark Back to the Future, where it's all the alternate 1985 timeline.
He doesn't care that he's married and has kids and a dog and a flying train. He just like, got to close that loop so I can retire.
All right. What do y'all think? I want to know if anyone in our audience got one of the Epiphones or one of the Gibsons. Kind of interested. Or, to your point that this is all marketing, they're selling
all marketing.
They're selling 3 t-shirts. They're selling 3 pick tins.
And if you're like, yeah, I'm the pot calling the kettle black. That's why I know it's marketing. I know what that is. I've been on the inside of that. I'm still on the inside of that. I know what it is. This was never sincere. If it was sincere, it would have started years and years and years and years and years ago. But for Gibson to be like, guys, we need your help. You need our help building hype so that you can sell something that you're building up to sell, right? And that's exactly what happened.
Right. But to your point, maybe this was something that just Henry J didn't want.
He's like, he was trying to hide it.
Henry J was like, I don't want to do some corny music thing. Cause
yeah, but how long has the new guard been in charge at Gibson?
5 years?
They
6 years?
If this was such just a heartfelt quest of so many people at Gibson. Oh, weird that we're hearing about it 5 years after the new guard started over there. No, it's not. It's bullshit. You guys know it's bullshit.
So here's what I'm hearing, Ryan, from you.
Yes.
You think Mark Agnesi doesn't love Back to the Future?
I'm sure he does just as much as anyone else.
What I'm hearing, because I heard that this has been Mark Agnesi's like guitar dream, that this is one of the reasons he joined the Gibson team in the first place.
There's no way.
Was because he wanted to make this guitar happen.
Finally.
He's trying to close the loop because he worked at Norm's Rare Guitars. Norm's Rare Guitars is where the original ES345 came from.
When he finds it, he's going to be able
to close the loop.
To take it back to its own time. Back to 1985.
Yeah. And give it back to Norm in 1985.
Give it back. Did it come from Norm?
Yeah.
Is that the story?
That is the story, that this guitar
sell it back to Norm.
Yeah.
And Norm will be like, "Oh, thanks for returning this movie prop to me."
The Gibson ES345 was initially released in 1959. And the film's producers were notified of that fact by Norman Harris of Norman's Rare Guitars, who supplied the guitar that was used for the film, which takes place in part in 1955. The producers of Back to the Future took artistic liberty when they selected the cherry red
we
model
all know the trivia.
To use for filming, and historical accuracy aside, the guitar's aesthetic seemed right at home in the film's mid-50s enchantment of their school dance scenes.
Yeah. When are we getting the Roadstar Ibanez? Or the Ibanez? That's Ibanez, right?
Yeah. That's the real.
When are we getting that drum kit Yamaha? It was a Yamaha drum kit, right?
I don't know. Was there a drum kit?
When are we getting that? Wasn't there there was an Ibanez in the sequel, right? In Back to the Future 2? That adult Marty plays?
I don't remember.
I remember it being like the Satriani
when he's like
model.
But
it's not chrome. It's that super rounded edge.
When he goes into the future.
Like I forget what that model is. It's like 18 numbers in a row.
Not the JS1000?
I don't know, man.
The JS1000 is also the chrome one or the red one. They made it in both colors.
It was blue, I think. Foggy memory. It was when he had all those televisions.
How long do you think it would?
That's another thing. Like a kid going back to 1995, like trying to watch TV and it's this big.
Yeah. Here's to this whole point.
We got to get out of this topic. We've been doing it too long.
Too late.
It is too late. That's what I'm saying.
How long does it take to secure the rights to a franchise? Like, what if Gibson was...
You mean the license?
Yeah, what if Gibson's been trying to do this for 4 or 5 years and the people at Amblin were like, we got a better idea. You can't do anything. We will work this out with you, and we'll even do it on the cheap for the 40th anniversary. So you guys just sit tight.
What the
Like
way
they could have just locked that in back then.
No, because they could have made that guitar at any point, and they could have been like, remember this thing, wink, 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 and done marketing
Yeah,
materials.
but they couldn't have sold it for $20,000.
No, they can. They're Gibson.
I mean, they could, but they couldn't get all this cool swag.
It's all the case candy.
Ryan,
No,
don't you
like,
want an official Save the Clock Tower poster?
these licenses? They get shopped out to everyone. I guarantee you that Amblin didn't stop at Gibson. I bet you there's other companies that are coming out with 40th anniversary
That's true.
memorabilia stuff, because it gets shopped out to everyone, and then they lock in certain things with licenses. They're like, okay, this is going to be our apparel company that signed on for the license at these terms, and then we've got friggin' bobbleheads over here. That company signed. We sold them a license, and we sold them a license, and we sold them a license.
You
We
get a
sold them
license, and you get a license,
Like,
and you get a license.
it's not Gibson going to Amblin like, oh, please let us make a flux capacitor for our guitar case. It's the movie studio, whoever owns the rights, whether it be Amblin or someone else who has the licensing rights, going around like, hey, we got these licensing rights. You want to take a look at the situation and talk business, and they're just trying to find companies that want to buy the license.
Yeah,
It's like a rental.
I do agree with you. They could have made this guitar at any time.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have been able to get all of the branded stuff.
No,
And like,
but they could have
I mean,
gotten
maybe
close
they could have.
by way of parody and heavy, like,
that doesn't
wink, wink, wink.
That doesn't sound very authentic, Ryan.
But they would have been able to say, without any trouble, that we've reproduced the model of guitar that was, you all know the trivia, right? That was incorrectly used for this time period in Back to the Future. But
No, you couldn't say Back to the Future. You have to say in that one movie from 1985.
No, they could say it.
You can't say Back to the Future.
We're saying it right now.
Yeah, but Amblin's not going to. We're not selling anything technically. I mean, we're
We're producing media that we make money
Look,
with.
Ryan, here's the deal, right?
You can talk about
here's-
back. You can talk about any movie.
Yeah.
In any media. So, or you can do it in print publications all the time without licensing it. You just have to say trademark whoever when you mention it in your thing, like, oh, remember this thing from the thing?
Fair.
But it's different when you go, hey, we're selling official memorabilia connected to it. But you can say, hey, remember Jaws? Well, here is a yellow inflatable raft. A lawyer will disagree with me now, but I think
you're getting into.
But you can't
gray
print.
space.
You can't print Jaws
you
on
can
the
just
yellow.
Say it.
You can be like,
Oh.
remember Jaws? You can't show a frame from Jaws,
I mean,
but in your copy, you can
I
be
think
like, oh, you remember
arguably-
Jaws?
I think arguably we can say Back to the Future as much as we want. Because,
Back to the future.
because
Back
we
to
are,
the future. Back to the future. Back to the future. Back
We
to the
are
future.
a media source, and technically this is considered journalism.
Right, but you know what Gibson could do? They could hand over
They
the
could
marketing
put out
to,
a press release.
no, to third parties, like demo
They
people.
They could. That's
Hey,
true.
we can't say it, but you can mention
Look,
it.
I think we're kind of just going in circles here.
Of course, because that's how we have fun.
All I want to say is this guitar is sold out at $20,000. But if you are interested in buying this guitar in 6 months for $30,000 or $35,000,
$300,000.
you can go to reverb.com where there will probably be a handful of them listed. Definitely within the next 6 months. So keep an eye out. Oh my gosh, $88,000. But that being said, obviously that sounds ridiculous, and someone's going to be like, "Yeah, everything on Reverb's so expensive." But you know what would actually be a lot of fun for someone to do? And I wish we had like a StewMax sponsorship or something for this too. But
we have an affiliate.
But you could go onto Reverb.com and find like an Epiphone Dot or like a more standard issue ES340. You could get a Murphy Lab 345 or like some other Gibson 345 for under $4,000 probably.
Not a Murphy
And
Lab.
then, maybe not a Murphy Lab. You could get a standard 345 for like under $4,000. And then you go and get like a gold hardware Bigsby from your Bigsby dealer of choice or from reverb.com.
You can recreate all of this.
And recreate all of this on the cheap. And you can be like, I got my own Back to the Future tribute guitar. And and I think about my mom when I play this guitar. I don't know.
I think about trying to make my dad's life better
Yeah.
by changing his past.
I think about trying to tell my dad about Darth Vader.
I just
20 years before
Man,
Darth Vader.
just gotta help my dad be a cooler dude, so he impregnates my mom with me.
That's the real plot.
That's the real plot
of the movie.
Dad, you're so lame. You gotta be cool, so mom will let you put me inside of her.
If you feel lame,
Is
and
this a sponsorship? I'm sorry.
if you feel lame and you want to be cool, you need to head on over to chasebliss.com, get on that mailing list, because when the next new item comes out and you are the first person to post about it on your guitar forum of choice,
when
Facebook
you're the
forum of
last person to know, you're gonna wish you had a time machine. You're gonna wish you could go back to buy that pedal. Everyone else snagged it up and you didn't get it. This whole you guys are gonna find out. It's going to get leaked that we paid for the license. we're officially marketing Back to the Future memorabilia.
Here's the thing with a lot of Chase Bliss pedals, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those Chase Bliss pedals, they have delay chips in them. They have delay algorithms in them.
Mm-hmm.
Delay pedals are basically time machines. Because you play the note and then you wait, and then in the future you hear the note again.
All right,
and that note is coming from the past.
Can we talk about something other than time machines?
Yeah. Well, at some point in the past, you were a baby.
That's true.
And those baby teeth fell out of your head. And if maybe you have those teeth still and maybe you don't, but if you want to live in the nostalgia of the past and you want to get some guitar strings that are both long enough for your guitar and coated in the enamel from human baby teeth, you want to head on over to stringtoy.com.
That's right. Stringtoy.com. They make strings long enough for your guitar. With a little asterisk, unless they don't. Let's do this thing, man.
This ad was sent by Joey Scar. It's called Rock and Metal. I still can't tell what this guitar is. They're asking, this is, it looks like
That's
an email from Joey. They're asking $4,000 for this. I asked for more photos. I'll let you know what they say.
That's the video off of Instagram.
Videos.
So he found this thing off of Instagram, and this person fondling this gemstone guitar.
So basically, somebody took a large geode and turned it into a guitar.
It's some sort of quartz it's some sort of crystalline stone. I've got two different Instagram videos in here that you can gaze upon, because there is one that's definitely a geode.
Is this playable?
No, I don't think so. First of all, in that little video, I think this thing is tiny. Like, look at the size of the guy's hand.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's a guy. That could still be a lady, in which case this could be even smaller. Like,
but the pickups look like all the hardware looks.
But also,
you think the hardware is shrunk?
The entire thing's made out of stone.
Mm-hmm.
Look how thick the neck is to make that happen. That is the thickest neck I've ever seen on a guitar that wasn't a dobro. You can catch it in a couple other shots where it's just like, look at this, just chonky. And the headstock is, look how thick the headstock is.
I mean, the neck.
How did they find tuners that could go through that?
The neck on my my Harmony is pretty thick.
Not like that. Look at that right there. Look at how thick that neck is at that neck joint.
So actually, the thing I'm looking at where the tom sits,
I don't think this is a player's guitar.
Where's the output jack? I mean, there's no actual switch where the rhythm and treble circuit goes. So,
right,
I mean,
because they would have had to run wires and route it out.
It kind of seems like they took real hardware and just kind of made it work.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it's functional. What if those pickups do not have the height adjusters on them? Do we have a shot of the back? We're
the back of the instrument.
We're critiquing this like we expect it to be a real guitar. I don't expect this to be a real guitar.
I don't think it's a real guitar.
I think it's a sculptural piece. That I think they snipped the edges, the mounts off those pickups and slid them into a hole.
Glued them in there.
I don't think anything's wired up.
Ryan, they want $4,000 for this. What gun to your head, Ryan?
I don't know what crystals are worth.
Ryan, you either have to spend $4,000 on this guitar or $20,000 on the Gibson Back to the Future ES 345. Which one are you buying?
$3,000 on this, or
no? $4,000 on this, or $20,000 on a Gibson Back to the Future, and it always has to be on display. You can never sell it.
I can never sell it.
You can never sell it.
Then I'm buying the stone because I want to keep
the stone.
I want to keep most of my money.
You're gonna this is just gonna be
If
on
I
display.
can never sell it,
And
what's the point?
Every single person who comes to your house is gonna be like, "What a cringe!"
And, no, I'm gonna
guitar.
point at it and be like, that thing saved me $20,000.
That thing's not even playable.
Yeah, but it saved me $20,000.
Yeah, but that $20,000 guitar, when you die, it's going to be $100,000 guitar for your kids.
But they can't sell it either. That's the
No,
curse.
they can sell it. You just can't sell
Not
it.
if they don't want to disappear from the photograph.
There's no curse. Just they already exist. This gets
So you're moving the goalpost as this goes. Like, you can never sell it. Your kids can sell it though.
Yeah.
Like how would I ever been able to anticipate that rule change?
that wasn't a rule. I was
That
clarifying.
rule was set from the beginning
I was
of time.
clarifying the rules as we went along. That gave you an out. That implies future value of this instrument.
This will not gather value, but by the time that I've passed away and the Back to the Future Gibson guitar is still around and my kids have it and they're trying to sell it, almost everyone who cares about that guitar will be dead as well.
Yeah, but at that point, it'll still be a extremely limited edition.
I bet there is a
345.
audience members. If you think you are the youngest Back to the Future enthusiast, check in the comment section. I want to know where this cutoff is. I bet there's a cutoff about I bet people under 30 do not care about Back to the Future. I bet they're just not there. And I bet that by the time you and I pass away and we're able to pass down this Back to the Future Gibson guitar that we're still talking about, apparently, I bet there will be a very small market for it. I think it'll be a little bit of like this is like if there was a guitar that was made to commemorate Casablanca. Well, now that's just trivia. Like, how many people do you know who are just like, oh, I remember seeing that movie with my girlfriend. Like,
Wouldn't it have to be a piano to commemorate?
Right, but I'm
Casablanca?
saying if there was a guitar in it, like, oh, the electric guitar from Gone with the Wind. I have so much nostalgia for this.
Guitar from Gone with the Wind.
The hurdy-gurdy from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. They did a reproduction 40 years later, and this is it. It's a highly collectible piece if you happen to remember this movie, but you wouldn't remember it because no one's still alive to remember it. It's not going to be worth very much.
When's Fender going to make a replica of the Fender Stratocaster that was featured in Ten Commandments starring Charlton Heston?
It'll be worth what a Gibson from this year will be worth, but it'll have extra trivia attached to it.
No, I don't think it washes out, man.
Yeah, you think it's gonna hold value forever?
Yeah. No. Maybe not forever. I mean, it's not Bitcoin.
I bet there's a lot of things in museums that are technically worth less right now than they were when they were a functional object.
There are definitely a lot of things in museums because they've been timed out. I think as long as there is a rock and roll music culture, this thing's gonna have value.
Can we stop talking about this? Here's a rock guitar. It's made out of rocks. Would you pay $3,000 for this? I didn't want to talk.
$4,000.
We're gonna end up talking about this next episode too.
Right.
I don't want to. I'm fired up about it because I hate it. Kind of like it's just like it's multiple layers of cash commercial. Why can't I say crass? It's crass cash and grab commercialism based around things that are already commercial products. It's like, aren't you nostalgic for the capitalism of your past? Here's more capitalism to remind you of the nostalgia, the capitalism of your past. Don't worry, we'll have more nostalgia bait for a quick cash grab of your capitalism nostalgia cash grabs. Like it feels so disingenuous to me because I don't believe that Gibson actually cares that much, and I don't believe that most people care that much.
If you want to continue,
I don't. I want out of this.
If you want to continue to force Ryan to talk about topics that he may or may not be interested in, but he knows could make for good video, you want to head on over to patreon.com/60cyclehumcast, where you can support the continuing production of this show / podcast / thing, as well as other activities that go on this YouTube channel / media empire, like these folks have at the $1 level. We've got Timothy Thomas, John Mankey, Adam Trena, Patrick Fields, and Chuck Stratemeyer. And at the $10 level, we've got Chip Castile. Ryan, this next ad was sent by Mike Kraus.
Oh, this one's gross.
This is a Teisco silver glitter guitar. C-pick, needs strings, and maybe more epoxy.
I'm surprised I told you to put this one in the middle.
Very cool, yet a tad scratchy with the glitter.
This one's an ender. I don't know why we have it in the middle. Look at this thing.
That is...
This is why I titled this folder Cat Barf Teisco.
That's rough.
Oh, yeah.
It's looking a bit...
More than a little bit rough.
A bit like...
this is zero grit sandpaper.
I mean, there is a dude in our I don't know how it's sanding out, or if he's sanding them out, but there's a guy in our Facebook group who's been having a lot of fun with epoxy, putting epoxy on guitars.
This type of fun?
Yeah. And it's like his color choices are much better than this.
It looks like they dipped it in roofing tar and then rolled it around on the beach and then dipped it again and gave it another roll. Like it is thick.
Well, they're also calling it silver glitter, and the thing is none of these pictures actually really convey glitter. I guess this
looks like debris.
This one picture of the back is kind of sort of giving that, but a lot of it is just looking like you said, like dirt, and any glitter in it is like, you know, the whole thing where, well, when you pick up sand at the beach, there's tiny little flakes of things that look like gold, but probably aren't. Probably really
pyrite.
Just reflective quartz or pyrite.
Yeah.
And that's what at best this looks like. This is not...
Well, the problem is with
silver glitter.
The problem with glitter is that you if you put a little bit of a clear over it, it's not going to pop. It's just going to get kind of murky. You have to have a thicker coat and then of clear that can be glossed, and that gloss finish is what makes the glitter really, really pop. I know this because I tried to do glitter jobs on guitars in my garage, and with mixed results.
That one turned out pretty good.
That because I learned that you have to get it glossy, any texture at all, and that hyper metallic quality just disappears.
Gotcha.
So it probably is all glitter, but this guy just kept putting more and more epoxy on it and then putting more and more glitter. It's like, why is it not sparkly? It's supposed to be sparkly. I'll just keep layering it on there. Just more glitter. It'll be sparkly if I put more glitter, more epoxy, more glitter, like, why isn't it glittery? It's because you don't actually need very much glitter at all. Like, here is a really good example of what I'm talking about. This thing looks sparkly, right?
It does.
This hallmark looks
very
sparkly.
shiny.
If you actually look at it, Steve, there's a lot of empty space in between each piece of glitter.
Yeah, I mean, there still seems like a lot of glitter.
But it's mostly over just a regular metallic gold finish with glitter floating over it. Do you see what I'm saying?
Sure, it's like a molecule. Molecule is mostly empty space.
Right, like this is mostly empty space in between the glitter, but it's still super duper sparkly because it has a clear coat that is glossy over it so that the light can get in there and bounce off of it. It's a prism thing.
I think it would be really interesting to that point, and I'm not saying you should do this. In fact, I'm saying you should probably definitely not do this unless you have a lot of time.
I don't.
Which you don't. But maybe some future thing. Really for any other channels that do finishing, if you happen to be also watching this and you have you like to do guitar refinishing and you have a YouTube channel, a thought for you would be to make a video where you compare like using different amounts of sparkle in a finish, where you go like, okay.
But you can do, my point wasn't that that's the ideal way to do it. The point is that it's completely effective.
No, I know.
Without a ton of glitter. Like, this guy went so heavy with the glitter, and like, you don't need to go that heavy to get a sparkle. Like
Isn't that's probably still also mostly.
This is like
empty,
100%
right?
flake.
Oh, this is 100%.
You're not.
It doesn't look that much. I mean, when you get real close to it, you see it, but it doesn't actually look that much shinier than the
No, it's
Hallmark.
pretty. It's pretty dang sparkly, but it's like you're not seeing the base coat through the glitter.
Right.
But that's not really the thing that matters. The thing that matters is how glossy the top coat
What
is.
I'm saying is, from me looking at this red guitar here to me looking at the Hallmark over there, which is off camera, but at that distance, now that you're showing them side to side, I think
Right.
you can see it. But
It's also a different size.
At
of
like
flake.
a 5-foot distance, I think they actually looked about the same amount of shine.
Oh, sure.
My point would be, I think it would be an interesting video. These numbers aren't going to necessarily make sense, but would be to have somebody refinish 3 guitars and be like, okay, I'm going to make 3 red sparkle guitars using the same red sparkle,
But different ratios.
And one of them is going to have a cup of glitter, and this one's going to have 2 cups, and this one's going to have 4 cups.
This one's gonna have a trash can.
And this one, yeah, and to demonstrate like the diminishing returns of it,
Right.
So people kind of understand.
I don't think anyone actually cares.
I want to see one. I want to see what the smallest amount of sparkle you could add, and still get the effect across. Ryan, you got anything? You got anything new?
Is the old like how much sawdust can I add to Rice Krispie treats? Like, how much?
No, it's kind of exactly that.
How little glitter can I use and have it still be a metal flake finish?
What was the one? There was one that was going viral a while ago that was like, how much sawdust can I add to? It wasn't Rice Krispies, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
It's like how much? It was like a guy making homemade protein bars or something.
So this guy wants $240 for this. This is a huge chore for a Teisco that's probably not hard to find in clean condition for similar money. So I'm going to say I don't think you should buy it.
Yeah, pass.
Yeah,
It's a hard pass.
Big pass.
Big
and
pass.
if it's truly epoxy, you ain't getting that stuff off easy.
Yeah.
It's like you're going to take. It would be easier to just like chisel the top layer of wood off.
You're gonna take the hardware off of this, and then you're gonna start trying to remove the epoxy, and then you're just gonna say, never mind, I'm going to take my $200 or I'm going to take my $150 loss on this and keep the hardware.
Okay.
The pickups. Let me look at those pickups again. Those pickups. Yeah.
For 240, there's not a salvage.
There's like
flip
maybe,
here.
yeah, I'd say like $150 a hard. You're not making money on it.
You can sell the pickups, you can sell the pick guards and the switches and stuff, but you might break even, but not once you consider the value of your labor.
Ryan, you got anything new?
I found an amp on the side of the road.
Oh yeah, you did find an amp on. Where is it?
I might have. It's in the galley. I might have already done a dedicated video about it. We'll see. But I did find an amp on the side of the road when I was back home base in San Diego over the weekend. So yeah, not really helping my situation of too much stuff at home.
Well, at least it wasn't a tube amp.
That's true. It is a solid state amp. But you know what showed up in the mail like 2 days later?
Another tube amp?
Another
solid state
Another
amp.
solid state amp. Orange sent me an amp to demo. So
spoilers.
That's good. It's not an unreleased product. Like everyone knows that it's out. But
spoilers for future YouTube content.
Yeah, future spoilers, I guess. Or this was in the. I might have actually filmed that demo already. I don't know. Probably not. Do you have anything new?
Nah. Probably should, but I don't.
Yeah, Steve, I'm giving you a challenge. Get something new in your life eventually.
You know, okay, I had this thought earlier. It's really late in the show.
Yeah, who cares anymore?
So let's see. This maybe is a little test for who made it.
We're getting a little testy.
You're wearing a gear shirt right now.
That's
I'm
right.
wearing a Star Wars shirt right now that I've had for a very long time. I'm going to put this out there. The first brand that reaches out to us, if you made it this long, you are a brand, a guitar brand that sells t-shirts as well. First brand that reaches out to us, I will buy a t-shirt from your company.
Whoa!
But, hey, I sell t-shirts. I have a pedal company or whatever.
Steve wants to buy your shirt.
Yeah. First one. I'll just have to look at timestamps either from the email or I guess on Instagram. Those are probably the two best ways. Email's the better of those two ways.
We're going to get slammed.
If we get slammed, I'm sorry. I'm only buying from the very first one.
But I'll be out of town when this episode publishes, so I won't have to deal with it.
I hope you have a good
Enjoy your email slam, Steve.
I mean, I can just mark the rest of them as red. I don't have to actually look at
This
them.
is going to be a thing where you're like, oh, I'm sorry, you weren't the first one. And they'll be like, oh, can we send you a shirt anyways? You don't have to buy it.
You can send
and
us
you're
a
gonna
shirt.
you're gonna end up with so many. It's a big old shirt grift.
You can send us a shirt anyway. I wear
see
it
your game,
2XL. The address is down in the description. So
The address is down in the description.
well, sometimes it's right here.
It could be
but
up here right
but
now.
It's always in the
Hey,
description.
editing Ryan, is it here right now, or is it all the way down
in the description.
in the description?
Ryan, this is what the hell? This is an Epiphone Furbird custom bass.
What the hell is right?
They want $2,200 for this. Own your very own fur bass. The tone and feel of this bass is incredible. I don't know why this would affect tone. Handcrafted and very comfortable. You're gonna like the way you look. I know what I got. I'm open to trades. No low balls. Listen to the recording. This thing is fuzzy as
I think
hell.
this
Who sent this? This was who is this from?
does it not say on the folder?
Ken Dissette. I just
Yeah.
didn't read it. Thanks, Ken. There's a video of somebody playing it in an accordion band.
I think this guy just trying to trick people into watching videos of his band.
That is real fur. I mean, real fur could be expensive.
When fur is that real, you call it a pelt. That's not fur
Yeah, that's
anymore.
true.
Fur is what a coat is made out of. When it's just pieces of animal flesh,
Taped to a guitar,
Like,
glued to a guitar.
I'm assuming double-sided taped to a guitar.
You don't think that's just like
He could have 3M sprayed it.
glued on there? Adhesive, yeah, 3M adhesive.
It could be a lot of things, but it definitely doesn't look like they intended for it to be forever. Like the way it's curling up in certain areas and stuff. And also like they weren't being serious when they did this. Also, where'd you get all these rabbit pelts from? What the heck? Like
Maybe
you're
they were
playing in
hand
an
harvested.
like if I saw this guitar and then when I scrolled to the shot of the guy in the band and it was a caveman band,
Right.
I'd be like,
right.
I fully understand what's going on here.
This is an accordion band.
It's a bass and an accordion band, and the guy playing the accordion is wearing a plaid shirt
Yeah.
and jeans, and the bassist holding the bass is wearing just a regular like black t-shirt and jeans. Like there's no theme here to go
Right.
with this pelted bass. So I want to know what the reasoning is. Like the price is mostly a gag, I'm assuming. They're like, I know what I got.
Yeah, I'm open to trades, no low, but they're saying no low balls. Like, what is this worth to the right person? $400.
I'm telling you, I think they're just trying to advertise their band. They're putting something silly up on the internet, like, oh, go watch this video of my band. Ha ha, got in your head. Now you've heard my music.
Yeah,
That's what bands do to promote themselves.
Fuzzy as hell. Yeah, no, dude, that's your fuzz pedal. We get it.
Right.
Ryan,
How much is this Epiphone bass worth without the pelts?
like 3-4,
Right. $300 or $400.
304.
This guy knows. He knows that gluing a couple rabbit skins.
You don't think that's $1,800 worth of?
No.
You think that's rabbit?
Okay,
That's
so-
you don't think that's squirrel?
I went to summer camp when I was a kid,
Oh,
probably 4th, 5th grade, something like that.
right.
It was a church camp.
Okay.
And they had a little store where you could buy candy and like kind of like things, toothpaste, stuff like that.
And rabbit skins.
And they also, because they were trying to do this old time country store, they also had some rabbit pelts that you could buy.
Sure. How much?
They couldn't have been very much because I bought one and I didn't have money. I didn't have a lot of
Right.
money. I brought enough money to buy like some candy and a
Keychain.
an ice cream cone or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Lanyards. The
Oh,
lanyards
yeah,
were the
lanyards.
thing, you know? So I'm sure it was like $5.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're looking at here in modern money might be $50 in rabbit pelts.
Right.
It's just
right.
guesstimating, you know, speculation zone still. He knows he didn't add any value to this. He wants to show it off. He wants to trick people into listening to his
Maybe-
band. And he's probably like, if anyone actually truly wants this, they'll make a reasonable offer.
Maybe if there was a typo and it was supposed to be $220.
That would make a lot of
That
sense.
would make more sense.
Yeah.
Ryan, we got to pick
I picked the
ABC.
Back to the Future Gibbs.
no, right?
No.
This is the first time I think I've hated every ad that you
You
picked.
hate them? You hate the
Or I was
fur
just
base.
like-
You hate the cat barf Tysco, which I get. And, oh yeah, you know what? You're right. There's nothing here I want to play. There's nothing
That's
here.
my point. That's my point.
This is all. This is our worst episode.
All I did was dunk
talked
on
about-
every single one of these ads. I don't think it's the worst episode. I think it's a great episode.
It's not about whether or not they're good guitars. It's about whether or not we were entertained talking about them.
I'm going to go with Cat Barf because we talked
We
about
learned something.
we talked about sparkle finishes, and I appreciate that little piece of education.
Well, I'm going to give Ken a chance, and I'm going to go
All
with
right.
the fur base.
All right.
And that's not me intentionally excluding Joey Scar.
Yeah, it is.
No. I didn't care very much about.
Oh, you
the
haven't
rock
done the
guitar.
alternating rectangles yet? Triangles?
No. Here, let's make things real weird.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know where to go with this.
What are you trying to do?
All right, let's give it one spin just to see what happens. Who knows? Maybe it'll blow our mind. Our collective mind
does
that we
this
share.
work?
I don't know. Who cares at this point? Maybe 100 people
care,
make it
'cause
to this part of the show.
I care because I have.
Oh shit!
Well, then it moved back towards the R. So does that mean Ken won?
I won. It got closer to me.
All right. All right.
That's what I was like. Something stupid is going to happen if I do this, and then something stupid did happen.
And then you're like, who cares? Like, we do get so we talked about this before. Like our long form videos, average like 23 to 25 minutes of watch, and these are like hour long videos. But what that actually means is that a ton of people drop out at like 5 minutes, and everybody else watches the whole thing.
So we really need to know. We want to get a head count just this one time. This isn't like an analytics harvesting thing this time. Every other time it has been when we've asked for comments. I actually do want to know, are you in the Enders Club? Did you win Ender's Game? Everyone who made it to this point in this episode, please just say I made it, or say I won Ender's Game in the comment section. So
You can leave it in the comments of the video if you are listening to this on Spotify. Spotify has a comments section now. We get actually,
Sure.
I usually get 1 or 2 comments a week.
I just
on
want,
Spotify, but yeah,
a general okay, yeah, a lot of people are making it to the end because we don't actually know. We don't actually for sure know. I want to know if you made it this far. Okay, tell us about the song, Steve.
this song was sent by Ash Darby. Says just a little tune. Hi there, my name is Ash Darby, and I'm a 47-year-old Texan. Currently, I'm feeling a bit lost and without clear direction. However, I'm incredibly blessed to have 2 things that bring me immense joy: my wife Nancy and playing the guitar. They truly make a difference in my life. I love your show and watch it all the time. I bet he watches all the way to the end.
All the way to the end.
I've also attached a little track I put together. It's all me. I laid down the drums, then the bass, and finally the guitar. This is take 3.
You know what? The fact that we haven't run out of songs in years is proof that people make it to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing your content and take care. Best Ash Darby. Here's your song, 60 Cycle Blues.
I mean, so you and I, we agreed about a lot on this. In fact, I don't think we had any disagreements
No.
whatsoever.
No.
Really fun track. Like, it's the sort of thing where I would have loved to be able to jam around on this.
Yeah.
If I wasn't in the middle of recording a show, I would have pulled out a guitar and just
I just dropped a hex
drop.
key.
Here, I'll do it too. I've got 3 of them here. Now I'm in the club too.
All right.
Fun jam.
I really enjoyed that. Thanks, I was going to say Darb. Thanks, Ash, for sending in the song.
Darb?
That's the last name.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Darb. I thought you just pulled it out of nowhere.
I don't know, man. Okay, bye.
Stay grounded.